Do not wait for a perfect time because there's no such thing as a perfect time. You can start right now and it won't hurt you at all. And I know social media is it's pressing, it's struggling, and this is going to be one of those oxymoron statements because you're on social media right now watching this video. But social media, it can sap the life out of you. I have this habit, had this habit for a very long time. First thing I do in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I'm like, well, I'm going to lay in bed for an extra 10 or 15 minutes anyway. As soon as I get on social media and start scrolling, I see people hating people. I see people talking bad about people. I see the nation being divided because some people are vaccinated, some people ain't, and you're wrong if you're vaccinated and you're wrong if you're not. And it's crazy to me. I see people hating people for the color of their skin. I see people hating people because the type of music they like to listen to. I see people hating people for the clothes that they choose to wear. And it's insane to me. But our subconscious takes all of this information in first thing in the morning, and that's the level that your day is set to. That's the bar. If all you read is hate for the first 5 or 10 minutes of your day, that's kind of what you're stuck subconsciously thinking about later on in the day. You're like, man, the world's crazy out here. This week I went to Books a Million because I kind of wanted to do something different just to try to see what my life is going to be like if I spent 15 to 30 minutes a day instead of scrolling on social media every morning, reading a book. First book I read and finished is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Super good book. You should check it out. It's by Robert T. Kiyosaki. I hope I didn't mispronounce that. Super good book. A lot of cool business ideas in there, a lot of good investing ideas, but it's not just for a business person. You can take that and apply some of the metaphorical knowledge in that book across the line for just about anything. But it showed me something. This whole week, that's what I've done. And for the past 7 days, my day has been different. Day one, I read that, and instead of getting up and be like, man, I'm going to watch some TV or play a video game or something, I was like, man, I got a website to build. I got to get this productive work done. I got to put together a portfolio or whatever. So I started doing that. The second day I read it, he challenged you about buying something that would make residual income. For me, I make residual income every month for my Fight and Beats catalog and LA Got It Bumping catalog and all of my music that I've released up until this point. It's like a little under 300 songs from my lifetime. So I have residual income coming in. Residual income's income that comes in whether you work or not. So it just comes in every month for royalties for that music that I've released. I have residual income coming in from my public rights organization royalties from all that music that I've previously released too. But he had suggested today's challenge, why don't you do something and find a way to make an extra stream of residual income? What does Josh do? He gets on the stock market through Robinhood, and I look for dividend stocks. Dividend stocks it's a company that'll pay you quarterly or monthly or maybe even yearly. I'm unsure about the yearly, but I'm for sure monthly and quarterly for holding a stock of their company. So like one company that I got, it's like it's small cap company. It's $16 a share, right? And for every month that I hold a share of their stock, and it can be multiplied by however many shares I own, they pay you an extra 10 to 12 cents per month to hold it, which isn't a lot at all. But after a certain amount of time, then the dividends that I've accumulated for holding that stock would pay for the stock itself, regardless of the market fluctuations. So I was just like, that's what I'm going to do. And it's kind of cool because then later that evening, I went ahead and spent another $60 to buy 4 other stocks. You know what I'm saying? Just because I thought it'd be kind of cool. And it's a clever way that pushes me forward mentally, not just for finding a way to invest money in my future, but to think differently. But the principle is I started my mornings differently. And now my whole week has taken a different trajectory than in the past couple of months had. I have been more productive this week than I have been over the last 3 months of my life. And yeah, I get it. I moved during that time period, so it kind of set me back a little bit. I had to slowly accumulate things. I get that, so that set me back. But the point I'm trying to make here is maybe if you do something in the morning aside from just checking Facebook or just checking social media, or maybe you go straight to the TV or whatever you do, you might get ready for work. I don't know. But what I'm saying is try tomorrow morning a little differently. Why don't you try to do things a little differently and see what happens as a result of it? You might find yourself a little happier. There's not just books on business. You could get a coloring book. I'm joking. But there's books on anything. There's books on finding happiness. There's books on finding peace. You can find anything that you would want in a bookstore. And if you ain't trying to buy books, go to the library. You can get a library card for free and you can rent those books for free. But this podcast and vlog series is going to be just anything positive that's on my mind. I'm going to try to keep them coming kind of regularly. I've got a beat website I've got to build back up from scratch. I know, like, I was working on the LA Got It Bumpin' project and I thought it was great. It was cool. It got my feet wet again back in this industry to where I wanted to learn all the things that I might have forgotten when I took a couple of years off from making beats after Fighting Beats. And then I realized, I was like, what am I hiding? What am I afraid of with releasing music and instrumentals under my legal name? And I was like, well, it's never been a hiding thing. It's never been anything like that. I just don't like the way my name sounds. And I was like, I felt like for a long time that would hurt me in a marketing perspective. But I think that might actually help me from a marketing perspective, because it's being as transparent is. I don't know how to get more transparent. And like when I was doing the LA Got It Bumpin' project, I was being as transparent as I could be, showing analytics and stuff in videos to where you guys would see what I was doing. And I was like, well, if I truly want to make things as real as they get, then I'd be cutting myself a little short if I had all of these little businesses going from one thing to another. I had Bryant Life Media because we were shooting videos and photography, releasing that stuff through there. I had LA Got It Bumpin' because I was releasing instrumentals through there. And then I had this other project releasing artist releases through there. And I'm like, man, I got so many hats on, but I've got one head. I've got like one scoop of peanut butter. I got 20 loaves of bread. This is not working. So I'm hoping by kind of condensing my workflow, even though I'm still going to do all of these things, it's all managed off of one website. I have Pixel integrated and Google AdSense through that one website. Easier to manage, easier for me to upload content and stay current with you guys. I think it's going to work out pretty good. I think I'll be able to make a bigger impact in the world around me this way as well, because it's okay to be one person doing 50 things. If anything, it helps build the brand. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things, like if you just release instrumentals as a producer, well, the only thing you can do to build your brand as a producer is release instrumentals. But if you kind of do a bunch of things all together, it ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't reckon. I've done it every other kind of way and it never hurt. Nothing I did ever hurt, so I don't think this is going to hurt either. There's so many things we have in front of our faces right now that take our attention, take our time. You can blink and there goes 5 days. And we need to learn how to reclaim our lives back. We need to take charge of that time again and not let things, apps, social media, TVs steal that away from us. We need to take charge of our lives and our futures for our families and for our own businesses. But thank you for checking this out. Thank you for giving me your time. Stay tuned. I'll have a new episode coming sometime soon. We'll talk about something profound, hopefully. Maybe I'll talk about that book. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Y'all stay safe and bless y'all.